Good afternoon. Hi, my name is Barry Selby. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and a relationship attraction expert. I'm also helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business because I'm a passionate champion for the divine feminine. I might do that in one breath one of these days. Today's topic, by the way, this is my daily Facebook Live messages from the masculine to inspire the feminine heart, and this is number 183. And this one actually is going to be a serious one. Actually, it's going to be hopefully an inspiring one too. The topic today is one I talked about earlier. Actually, I was on a dual broadcast over BeLive, which I'll post the link. I'll post the replay to as soon as I can get access to it as a public broadcast with my friend Diane Kaiser, who is an amazing woman and been through hell and back, even recently. And I just love her spirit, and I'm also in her corner for support and for her healing. And one thing we talked about briefly in that topic, we covered a lot about abuse and the journey and the 3 keys that she taught and spoke to, which I helped express and explain. But one thing I want to talk to, which is, it follows on from yesterday's broadcast. I talked about this on yesterday's broadcast, which was about how to get what you want, and it's about sexual harassment in that context. And this one I wanted to speak to more directly because it seems to be tied together. I mean, these two are interlocked between abuse and shame for the victim. I'm not about the abuser, I'm talking about the abused. And the context I want to speak to this, sorry, I'm just going to see if I can get there. Yes, there I can. Sorry, I hope I didn't lose my camera. I was to put myself on DND so that when my phone will get, my broadcast won't get interrupted if somebody calls me, which I had a feeling someone's going to do. Abuse. Now, I'm speaking primarily about sexual abuse, but it also comes a heading of mental, emotional, and physical abuse as well. But sexual abuse has been in the news, so let's speak about that one first. If you're a woman in particular, and there's works with men too, but I'm mostly to women, as most of the clients I took, my clients are all women, pretty much everyone of them is, and those that have been through abuse carry a huge amount of shame around it. And I'm going to speak from more of an anthropological point for a moment, which is why? I mean, it sounds so crazy to say it that way, but the reality is, if you've been abused, being ashamed is so not required, to be blunt, because the thing is about shame is it implies that you did something wrong. If you've been abused or hurt, wounded emotionally, physically, sexually, mentally, being hurt is not shameful. In fact, being hurt is something that is nothing to do with shame. The person doing it should be ashamed. That's a whole other conversation. So the thing about tying together abuse and shame, which so many women who have been abused do, which is why they don't speak out and tell the truth and vindicate, or I should say, out the person who did it to them, it's a much darker story than this. To be really blunt about this, and again, it's not going to be a pretty talk, I want to be really clear about this. Most victims of abuse were abused initially when they were younger. Whether it's the same level of abuse, it depends. I mean, it might have been sexual abuse as an adult, but they were only emotionally abused as a kid. It could be different forms of abuse, but still the same pattern being played out. And I strongly believe that for many, many women in particular, they were threatened by the person abusing them that they should never tell anybody else because they'll be in trouble, or it's their fault somehow for being the bait for the abuser to be attracted to. And it's fucking bullshit. Let me be clear about this. I'm so frustrated with seeing how this happens. I mean, I stand up for this, and I didn't go this blunt when I was on the broadcast earlier, but I want to speak to this really clearly. Ladies, if you've been abused by anybody, it's not your fault, it's not your responsibility, it's not your shame to carry. Now, having just said that, let me rewind slightly, which is for some of the women out there, if you're playing the big spiritual game, it's like, well then how do I enable that? How did I become available to that? How did I make that happen? Well, you can go down that path, but you do not, and here's the rules, you do not allow yourself to be ashamed of what happened. I want to be really clear about that. This piece, it was part of the talk I did earlier today with my friend Diane, which I'll share the replay once I get it. It was so clear in that moment. I just saw how so many women, so many of my clients too, carry so much shame when they were sexually abused when they were younger. And apart from that, it makes no sense in the reality of the fact that what happened to them wasn't their fault. But the second part is that they've been convinced by somebody who they trusted, it's the key, on some level they trusted them, to deny them the ability to be free to tell the truth. And so it really frustrates me, and that's why I let go a little bit earlier. I really feel for these women who have been controlled and cornered into a belief structure that isn't theirs because the person abusing them wanted to get away with bullshit and hurt them, and has convinced this younger person, this younger girl, normally, sorry, in general terms, it's women. Men have it the same situation too sometimes, but for women in particular, that they're denied the ability to stand up for themselves and speak the truth, which is why so many women carry this wound into adulthood, into their adult relationships, into their work environments, into their life. And I was talking to one of my clients last week who has, it wasn't so much abuse, it was more mental emotional abuse, that's what it was, with her father, who's now in his closing, the closing years of his life. He's going to be leaving soon, we think. And the fact that it's like holding this grudge, this shame over a person who's leaving, who's going to be gone, it's like you're carrying this weight for no reason. I talked about resentment as part of it too, because for many women who've been victimized by a man in that context, and it's true for women who've been victimized by other men or by women too, the judgment you carry of resenting the other person is actually hurting you. I've said this before in other talks about how resentment basically is taking poison expecting the other person to die. That's how crazy resentment is. That to judge that person, yes, they did you wrong, definitely. But to hold a grudge against them and to hold that resentment against them is like being toxic to your own system. You're actually taking your own poison and killing yourself. So don't do that. Get help, get support, get counsel, and get to the place where you, one, don't carry any more shame, and two, you no longer carry resentment. In fact, you actually learn to gain autonomy over your own life. Because the thing about being in resentment with somebody else is you are perpetually focused on that person hurting you, and they actually still have control over your state. And you become a victim, or I should say you maintain being a victim of their behavior. Resentment doesn't serve you. Clearly it does not serve you, so stop it. It doesn't sound crazy as that sounds. So abuse, sexual abuse, is not shameful to the victim. It's absolutely shameful to the protagonist or the perpetrator. But that's a whole other conversation. I want to speak to those who have been victims of this. Sexual, emotional, mental, physical abuse. If you've had that in your history, it doesn't need to run you. You don't have to be ashamed of it. Trust me, you do not have to be ashamed of it. What I do recommend you do is get support to heal it. Heal the judgments, heal the blame, heal the stuff you're carrying inside that is wounding you further from what already happened. The benefit of that will be you'll be more whole, but secondly, you're less likely to attract it again in the future. So I want to make sure you get this lesson. It's a powerful one. I'm just giving you a quick broadcast just to put this out there as a reminder. I will share the replay of the Be Live talk I had with my friend Diane earlier, because we went much deeper and covered a whole range of stuff, but I want to speak to this one point in particular on my own broadcast to just get it out there. If you have questions, comments, please put them below. But I want to speak to this again to say that the shame you carry if you've been abused or hurt by somebody else is not required, and you do not deserve to carry it. This is big stuff. So, thank you. You're welcome. That's what I want to say. I've helped my clients with this, so if there's something you're going through and you're challenged with us, please reach out to me. I would love to support you. Yeah, this is a big one, and it's not a fun topic, but I wanted to put it on the table. Yesterday's broadcast, I talked about sexual harassment and the reality of what some of these harassers actually are doing. So you might want to watch that broadcast. That was number 181. This is 182 or 183. I forget which one it is. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like the shirt. I like dressing up for the camera just to make it look decent, because it helps to get the message across. Anyway, offering you presentation tips. These are my daily Facebook Lives. This is number 183. 183, I think it is. Of my daily Facebook Lives. Yes, a lot of these are out there now. You find all of them on my website, which is barryselby.com. You can click on the video blog to watch them. Any one of them that you can just click and choose which I'm on your list, watch depending on the title. If you have any comments below, please do so. If you want to get support, please reach out to me over social media. You can do that. This will be repurposed and put on YouTube shortly. And that's about it. Yeah, watch out, and I'll put the link below this one when I get it. But look out for the post for the Be Live I did earlier about 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock today. My friend Di and I went deep on this topic on the journey of abuse and healing that shame was part of. This is just one little segment of that aspect of that. So with that, thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting my work. Thanks for spreading the messages out. If there's anybody who should watch this, if you know anybody who you think would benefit from seeing this, I do invite you to share it with them. This is public and it's out there for everybody to watch. And yeah, this is one of those lessons. And as I shared on the broadcast I've done before, and I shared on the earlier broadcast I did today, one of the ways to heal yourself is to learn to love yourself. And as simple as it gets, if you can spend 5 minutes a day in the morning and 5 minutes a day in the evening looking in the mirror and speaking to the younger self inside that was the one that was first wounded this way, and telling her or him, I love you, until they get it, and then hear it back to yourself. If you do that 5 minutes a day in the morning, 5 minutes a day in the evening, for a month, it will change everything. So you can do this yourself, and you deserve the love that you've been putting in the wrong way, the right way. I think it makes sense. Yeah, you deserve the love you give yourself. Absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And that, I think, closes out my broadcast. Thanks for watching. I will see you again tomorrow, Daily Facebook Live. Tomorrow I'm going to be probably in between stuff. It's all holiday parties showing up this weekend, so I'm busy doing other stuff. So thanks for watching, and thanks for watching my broadcast. This is my Daily Facebook Live number 183. Yeah, there's 182 of them out there besides this one. Back in tomorrow. If you just joined me, please watch from the beginning. This was one of those deeper topics, and I hope it inspires you and supports you. And I wish you well. See you again tomorrow. Bye.